A better song than the last two I heard for sure. Yeah, but also quite repetitive lyrically, with the same verses and choruses being repeated a couple of times or more. Good music in there. Gladiator like duel between two swordsmen who are fighting for their honor, fighting for their splendor, kind of like for glory, kind of like for fame. It's a fight to death. Ultimately, it seems to be a pretty swift battle. Just one blow, one strike, and literally the Grim Reapers standing by your side and the Angel of Death too. So it's like a very quick gladiator like duel between these two swordsmen and very quick end. But the song was very long to describe this quick end. Yeah, so a little bit disappointing lyrically, but musically, yeah, better than the last two at least.
I definitely enjoyed the solo. Dave Murray. Yeah, Dave Murray. I enjoyed that solo bit a lot. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was the best part of the song for me. I like that solo. And if there was more of it, I would have enjoyed it even more. It's as simple as that. Vocally and lyrically, it was okay. It's the same continuation of similar thing of Flash of the Blade. Similar thing over here also, fight for the honor and splendor and pleasure or life or death and things like that. So but definitely not that relevant in today's time and hard to relate with lyrics like this. But musically and especially the solo bit was the best piece in there. And if more of it was put together, I think would have made the song way better. I remember so many sword movies are there. Kill Bill, one of them. It's all about the sword. It's about making the sword, getting the sword, killing with the sword and everything. But music like this won't fit there. It just doesn't go well. This goes too old, the very old, dated, extremely dated. If a song is made around swords, then it has to be something with modern tone to it.
I'm surprised, since it's all about fighting and violence and bloodshed and war. Why isn't a song about revenge in there? Kill Bill, when you look at it, it's all about revenge.
It's all about revenge.
So why isn't a song
There
about
is
revenge?
a modern tone to it,
on
women's
most
revenge.
of these albums,
Women's revenge through
why aren't
sword.
songs made about revenge and
That's
beautiful
new.
songs? So yeah, I mean that's missing clearly in
Right?
an album
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Once again, yeah. kind of get that.
Yeah.
Back in the Village again. Ah.
We really get that.
Yeah, another boring song on this album. Fourth one, if I'm counting correctly. There's one thing when you do this, when you place a couple of good songs right at the beginning, to pull listeners in and,
Put people in.
especially in the 80s and 90s, these records would be played at the store. So, there would be a demo album, so to speak, or demo albums, and they would be played at the record store. So when you played only the first song, usually it would be the first song.
Judge it by the cover.
People would say, wow, it's such a great album.
Gonna be worth it.
But if you played one of these songs, Back in the Village, who would really in the right mind buy the album? Yeah, the crazy Iron Maiden fans, of course. But apart from that, nobody new would want to buy an album like this because, especially at that time, I'm assuming there was a lot of good music around. So when you listen to something like this, as boring and ridiculous as this, you wouldn't buy the album. So yeah, Iron Maiden did one thing right. They put two of the good songs in their opinion right at the start of the album, and then they put a lot of crap after that. Yeah, so kind of weird, this whole album. But yeah, for me, it's just the first two songs that stand out so far. I have nothing really good to say about this song, Back in the Village. It's kind of ridiculous. There's no real connection between this song and the earlier songs that I can see. You can say war is the only connection, warfare, violence, bloodshed, that's the only connection in all these songs, apart from the instrumental. And I'm a loss for words, basically. The only instrument.
Lost for words?
I'm a total loss for words as what Iron Maiden was thinking when they created this album. It's a shame. It's a real shame.
I haven't heard too much of Iron Maiden. I think the popular ones were the ones that we were requested in the past. And I don't remember how many. I remember Run to the Hills and 2 Minutes to Midnight, and maybe I'm missing a couple of more. That's it. So I definitely wouldn't know, and I know they are a heavyweight. They are known to be heavyweight. Iron itself makes them heavy. So Iron Maiden, the name itself makes them heavy and heavy metal. But this one was definitely not up for the reputation that they hold. Back in the Village, my God, the kind of times he repeated that, I actually felt a little drowsy. I was, and I'm not making this up, Savio. It was like, oh, he's going on saying the same thing. Why? And then the music itself, as if there's a fatigue already that's set in the members of the band, and this is where that's it. Just go on doing this, and that's it.
One thing I've noticed about artists from the West and mainly the UK, once they've had a couple of hits, they completely rely on those hits or those big songs till the end of their career or till they die in today's world. So you'll have Iron Maiden as a classic example where their biggest hits were from possibly the 80s. You can't even think of one of the big hits coming from this century. They've come out with plenty of albums, I think 40 maybe, if I'm not mistaken, 30, 40 albums it should be. But you'll have just 5 good songs in all those crappy albums. So you'll have around 300 to 400 songs, I'm sure, of Iron Maiden out there. But you'll have just 5 well-known songs. And that's the sad part about it. And those 5 songs aren't from this century. You still have Iron Maiden releasing albums. I think even last year, during the pandemic and post-pandemic, they released a big album. I think it was a double album, if I'm not mistaken. But not a single good song on those 2 albums. I've not heard of any. Usually you hear the buzz, when you're meeting your friends, whenever you go out.
Yeah,
if there's a new album by a big band of the past, you hear, okay, this is a great song on this album. You want to buy that album or listen to that album at least just for that song. But in the case of Iron Maiden, the last 25 years, I think, they've come out with a lot of bull and a lot of crap, which really is a disappointment, total disappointment for their fans worldwide. And not just Iron Maiden, most British artists that I recall who have had a few good hits, they've come out with a total crap at the end of their career.
I would still
or
say
last 2-3 decades of their career, which happens to be the main part of their career.
Right.
They completely, bands like Iron Maiden, sadly for the fans, completely live off their earlier albums and biggest hits. And most of those hits haven't come in this century. but yet they release albums. It's a sin. It's literally like a crime that bands like Iron Maiden keep releasing albums when they know deep inside it's total CRAP.
I
that
think
they're releasing.
after the initial phase and so much popularity and fame, the passion used to die somewhere. You got too much
Yeah, you
money.
can sense
and
it, I mean, this was at their peak probably.
Je-
But look at how they sound by this song. They literally sound like they're forced to sing it.
Similar was the case with Genesis also. They had amazing songs, and afterwards, when you listen to them, you don't really think, is it the same? No Son of Mine and that Beach House. What is that? 2 songs are there of it.
I don't know. I really
I
don't
remember that.
like the way Genesis operated.
But later on, it didn't really stand out. Not much of it could stand out. Similar seems to be the case here. I don't know much about Iron Maiden, only about the heavyweight Iron Maiden. This wasn't good. This definitely wasn't good for me.